Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Thank you all for joining me today. My wife always says, "Make sure you thank those guys," and I'm like, that group of rogues and bandits and otherwise undesirables that make up our audience. No, I kid, I kid. A fine group of gentlemen. Hopefully, the general staff will pile in here at some point. I've got the big, wide view of the map going on as we continue on with Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2, our Let's Play against the Men in the Machine. And as you can see, the Soviets have created a phallic symbol through the middle of the map, and we're trying to choke that off. But we'll leave the jokes aside. Thank you for stopping by, as always. Again, I do appreciate it. You guys make it possible, and I'm always very appreciative. You guys are great. Hey, John Chappell, CJ, Anthony Watson, Radical is here. Yeah, I saw that. Norm Macdonald passed away. I was a big Norm Macdonald fan. I think most people were. If you got his brand of quote unquote stupid humor, which was smart humor, yep. I really like Norm Macdonald a lot. I honestly had no idea he was suffering from cancer. Uh, some of the news stories I said his quiet battle with cancer. It certainly was not, out there or out in your face. But yeah, that's too bad. Too bad. We all go at some point. Unfortunately. Hey, David Bartello. Good to see you. Droog. You're a new name to me, Droog. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Malcolm Hunt is here. That's wonderful. We've got some stuff to do. Now, I entitled this See the Seamstress In because we have got a pocket that we need to close up. You'll notice I don't have the lucky hat on. That might be a mistake, and we'll see if that's true. We also have to kind of look around at the air war a little bit. Um, we're going to run some recon. Now, I always like up front, first of all, to chitter chatter for a minute so everybody that wants to be here can be here, but also hopefully maybe we all kind of learn something together. Now, my takeaway from this game so far when it comes to the air war, and hell, I don't know, I've made about 6 tutorial videos about the air war, and maybe I should go back and revisit some of those. But as the Germans, I'm going to say the Germans, but the Axis, right? You bomb the airfields on day one, just like the first game, just like historically. I mean, you bomb everything that you can. Now, a lot of those are interwar aircraft. It doesn't really matter that they get destroyed. You'd probably overrun them anyway. After that, the best I can see is you really want to be running a lot of ground support. And pretty much just that. Now, I haven't tested the air superiority, which might get more aircraft on the ground, more Soviet aircraft destroyed. So that's a possibility. But we have better aircraft, and that's certainly shown through in 1942. Not that you didn't know that, but we have really, I hate to say decimated. People that are really into Roman history say decimated means 1 out of 10. Yes, I know that. I mean it in the common parlance. We have decimated the Russian Air Force, Soviet Air Force here in 1942. I mean, we've just blown everything out of the sky. We've got a huge advantage on the ground when we're ground supporting. Recon, I don't think has nearly the usefulness as it did in the first game. In the first game, you could spam recon everywhere. I almost think that it was a little more realistic. You didn't lose a lot of recon aircraft, but it was unrealistic in the fact you could just send out one mission here, one mission there. The Soviets never really ever shot you down. Here, they shoot you down way too much. And so I kind of feel like when we're on the attack, maybe the recon isn't as useful. Hey, Lucas, what's up? Um, on the defense, yes, annihilated, Urzbek. Thank you. Okay, I was looking for another word other than decimated. Uh, I would say on the defense, and we'll see this when we eventually play XTRG as the Soviets. I think on the defense, recon could be very valuable knowing where they're massing panzers from the Soviet perspective. And also, once we get into 1943, 44, where normally, if the war played out like, historically, as the Germans or Axis, I think you would also get a lot of benefit from recon of knowing where they're massing panzers from the Soviet side. So, anyway, my take on the air war is I think it's mainly all ground support. You can do a little recon. We are going to do a little recon this time. Um, let's do it. Let's just get into it. I chit chatted enough. I always try to put something in there that's halfway useful. But let's look and see what we've got. We've got Luftflotte 1. Of course, your Luftflottes, whether they be I always go back and forth what LW means. One of you guys probably knows. I mean, it means Luftwaffe, I assume, but KDO, I'm just not sure about the KDO. So I just call it LWKDO East. Sure, I do. Um, you can see we've got Luftflotte 4, Luftflotte 1. Luftflotte 3, I believe, is in the west, and well, we didn't lose it. We just don't have enough aircraft to even have Luftflotte 2 on the map. We've also got Romanian Air Command down here that's got some fighters, got some bombers. We've got Hungarians out here. But mainly it's one Flieger Corps, 8th and 4th, the way this game works. Fighters and bombers are in your Flieger Corps. Utility aircraft are generally straight up to the Luftflotte. Okay. Um, what are our current directives? Well, let's look at them. We've got ground support on the 2nd Panzer, 4th Army, and 2nd Army. That's pretty okay. I mean, we've got a lot of armies that are going to go into the marshes and hopefully clean up a pocket that we hope to create. But they probably don't need as much air support. So we've got them out there for the armies that are kind of right on the front lines. So that's 4th and 2nd, 2nd Panzer Army. And then in the south with Luftflotte 4, we've got ground support for 4th Panzer, 11th, and 6th. We've also now got it for 1st Panzer Army. These are our only 3 true Panzer armies that we have left. 3rd Panzer still exists, but it's commanding all ground forces in and around Minsk. And then we have these 2 recons. And let's take these recons off and let's go back and reset them. Bananas! Hey, what's up? I smile every time I say bananas. It brings out the kid in me. Love it. Hey, Phil Sweden. You're from Sweden. No joke. I would have never guessed. It could also be your spy name, I guess. Yeah, 007. Um, Phil Sweden. Well, it could be your porn name as well. It's Phil Sweden. Anyway, let's look at what we want to do here. Well, where do we want information? Um, I think, obviously we want to know what's going on right out here because we got to push across the Pripyat River. Pripyat. I'm not Soviet, so if I don't say it perfectly, correct me in the comments. But the Pripyat, obviously running right through here, creating a bunch of marshland. We want to know what all is here. And so let's go and set a recon directive, and let's do it with Luftflotte 1. And we could also do it with Luftflotte 4. I don't, in some respects, I guess it doesn't matter. But let's set it right down here in the middle. Let's make sure it's just flying over our forces. And let's really bring it down the middle so we don't have to worry about flak. Now we're going to bring it in at 9,000 feet. Again, I say this quite often, but I think it's an important point. If you're at 10,000 feet or below, well, actually below 10,000 feet, and you fly into this hex, any anti-aircraft they have in this hex cannot hit you. It's like over the horizon, right? But if you're above 10,000 feet, then any anti-aircraft that this would have or this would have, anytime you're right next to it, would be able to hit you. Now, once we get out here, we don't know what's out here. I mean, it might have some anti-aircraft. Okay. Now we've only got well, we've got it's showing two fighters are going to run escort. I don't want it to run any, but I think it's one of the confusing parts about running recon directives in this game. It's not entirely apparent. Now down here, required escort essentially. Here, if you set it on one, well, you're going to have one aircraft. Well, now it's going to be zero. Gosh darn it. Um, this whole sense of auto on this, I hate it. Like, I mean, I professionally do tutorials on this game, and I find it confusing. But we're going to do auto and auto. It's showing us there are only two fighters that might, well, yeah, those are fighters. Okay, we're just going to leave it as is. If we lose two fighters, I'll be pissed off about it, but drink. I said it is what it is. Four. All right. Let's do a recon right here. Four across, four up and down. And then, so let's confirm that. We got 9,000, priority very high, intensity medium. Let's actually make the intensity high, sure. Confirm it. Okay. Now then, let's take, so we've confirmed that air directive. Let's get off that and let's go select Luftflotte 4 here, and then we'll go up and pick recon. And let's come down here. I just kind of want, I'm curious what all is kind of in this area as well. So we've got the recon picked. Let's just do it to there. All right, and let's change our flight path, which may may be a little difficult here. Let's fly it straight up where our guys are. So we'll fly it over our own units. Go this way, maybe? Sure. Let's do it that way. I think we'll avoid the most. This one, I always keep forgetting to put this in our doctrines that recon needs to be at 9,000 feet for Luftflotte 4. We'll do unit, which is units you know about, ascertaining their strength, and then you have interdiction, which tells you about units you don't know about. So at 9,000 feet, these guys that have AA should not be able to touch us. We'll see. 9,000, very high. Let's put that on high. Anything better than poor weather. Um, why do I feel like I'm Oh, I am forgetting something. Let's do an area of 4. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's how you draw it up in art class. Let's move that box a little bit. Is that true? Or maybe I'd rather do it kind of like there. All right. Well, that changed our flight path. That actually changed where we stage out of Fastov. Okay, sure. Let's confirm that. All right. I think that's kind of it. I I don't like recon. You guys know that. We could run recon here, but we know basically they have a lot of units there. We could run recon here, recon there. We could run some recon out here, I guess. In some ways, it's not important what's out here. We know there's a lot out there. We're trying to trap it. If we know how much how much is out there, okay, that's great. Um, but I just don't think it matters that much. Gosh, we're close. Look at that. Look at that. We're going to do this turn this episode. So stay tuned. All right, let's run our recon missions, which is all that we'll run here. And we're running it all in this area. And you see them all taking place. All right, we've lost 8 recon aircraft on day 1. We've run a lot of missions, and now we can see it does, we're starting to fill in what's out here a little bit, get an idea of it. Now, there were a lot of units here. I mean, ultimately, my original plan to meet up at Chernigov would get another, 25 divisions, but unfortunately, I mean, we're trying to make a pocket through the marsh, so I'm not going to be too upset. We'll, try to get out and around here later. You can see all those missions running. I have the message, kind of cranked up. I always play on message level 2. I find 3 and 4 too slow, but that's just because I played the game a lot at this point. Okay, we lost. How many planes did we lose? Sorties lost. We lost 24 planes in the south, but we didn't lose any fighters. They were all recon aircraft, so that's fine. Okay. If you ever wonder what this none means, that means it doesn't stop after every recon mission and give you detail. So believe me, if you're running a lot of recon, turn that to none. All right, we lost 24 aircraft. Doesn't really matter. I mean, we've got all the recon aircraft in the world. All right, it is to the ground phase, and I did want to zoom into the land bridge here because I know that it keeps Anthony up at night. Uh, let's rock that boat, Bananas. I'm glad you've been tuning in that long, Bananas. The old rock the boat. I mean, we were turn 14 feeling good. I was like, let's rock right, let's rock left, and then let's rock right around Moscow. Didn't quite work out that way. Uh, yeah, we didn't run nearly as many up north. I noticed that as well. They were coming out of a far deeper base, and I think maybe we need to move our recon aircraft up a little bit in the north. Um, Good point. Good point. Anthony, this is going to cause you night sweats as we have I assume, a corps. No, it's just a division. It's the first Guards Rifle Division, a very ceremonial group or division out here. They're trying to push across the land bridge. Um, the Narva line looks good, but before we start, I do want to do just one thing first, and that is I want to go look at our rail units and just make sure, and this is why, right? I've got these rail units. You can see the major rail gets cut, down this area. We have this rail coming in here to Orsha that gets cut. Let's look at our rail very quickly because I know that's very exciting for many of you is to look at the rail map. Uh, we need to repair this, I guess, and we need to repair that. Maybe we'll just head back straight west, repair that, then we'll jump down here next time. Um, Okay, and then we also, let's see, in Vitebsk, we have a rail unit as well. Now, this is our super depot. Let's turn on logistics very quickly. We've got a 4 here, and we've got a 4 in Smolensk. Looks good, looks good. I mean, we've got a 3. We could probably make that a 3 and make this a 4 to push it out that far. And then we need to maybe turn Mogilev. Let's actually build a depot again in Mogilev. I can't remember. Oh, it's only a level 1 rail yard. I like my depots to be level 2 or above. Now, that doesn't mean we can't build one here, but the main one that you're pushing out from, so Minsk is pushing out. Let's just hit 8 really fast. All right. So Minsk is supplying everything down into this pocket and everything over here. Vitebsk is getting everything south. Smolensk is, everything south of it. Valeki Luki is getting everything. So, I mean, it's working kind of according to how you would want it to work, right? Pskov is getting all of these units. You wouldn't want that coming all the way from, let's say, Minsk or something. That's how you burn trucks. Sonda is getting everything on the Narva line. So that all looks good. We've got an isolated unit out here, obviously. We've got a little bitty depot here that's supplying a lot of stuff. Ooh, yeah, that doesn't look good. I didn't see that on the kind of the look through that I did. We've got a Soviet armored corps that's pushing right there. All right, well, at least it's not heading for Warsaw where we have the old Roman triple line here, I guess. I guess that's what it is. I have no idea. It looks like a mess. Where are we getting supplied in the south? Okay, it's all out of Proskorov, Vinitsa, Kryvyi Rog. All right. Well, as we push up here, we need to. Well, Kiev did get some freight, but that has to be coming in by truck. Because, well, is that true? No, it is coming in by this rail right here, this major rail. Interesting. All right. Well, we'll look at that more later, but we need to, I say later, I might do that offline. I know it's not like what you want to sit around and watch necessarily. Let's repair some rail. And let's just go back this way and we'll just R. It's been a long time since I just repeated R's. Like I'm not quite right in the head. Um, okay, so there's that one. We've got the one in Vitebsk. I think I want to keep that as a super depot. I mean, it's just too important, right? We could move it out to Smolensk and make that a 3. Look, I haven't play tested this enough to know the exact best way to do this. I get the sense, I mean, Vitebsk is a long ways away from some of this. I get that, but I'm not necessarily sure. I am going to build it. We've got so many AP now. I'll just create a depot again at Mogilev. I think that's a good idea. Let's turn back on logistics. It immediately pops to a 4. Okay, I mean, maybe we should make this a 3 and move the rail unit to Smolensk, but I'm not going to do it yet. What do we have down here? Where are other rail units? I know the one in the south is just, yeah, I knew it was just kind of out here somewhere. We need to get up here. Let's look at the rail again. All right, so what we control actually looks pretty good. It's all green. As we get up into this area, so northwest of Vinica, we've got some repair we need to do. So let's move this guy. Take that off. He's actually on a road right now. He's not on. Oh, I've already got one in Proskurov. Okay, so this guy can get to Proskurov. So let's actually take this guy. I call him a guy. You know, I assume gender-wise he probably is. He's a rail repairman. Um, Let's just move up. Oh, we couldn't quite get into Zytomir, but then we'll take this one and we'll put that in Proskurov. So we'll keep that as our super depot, but now we'll get this guy up and moving around and doing stuff. I've got to have one more out here somewhere. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's in Kryvyi Rog. Right. Well, we don't need to worry about this. This is like the rail line to nowhere. Uh, Back here we could use it, but I think I'll keep this as, look at this. We're really using the rail up in here to get freight because he's freighting everybody, at least everybody here, and even some stuff up here. That's not good. That's how you burn up trucks. Right, Nord? Is Nord here? I guarantee you if Nordhammer sees that, he is not happy man. Um, Yes, Kalo, closing the pocket is priority number 1. That's why I've called the seamstress into the room. We will. Uh, Luftfeld, Luftreg. I see. I don't know. They always say German and English are cousins. I don't get it. Who's on a train? Who the hell's on a train? Who? I don't see anybody on a train. I'm sorry. Are you talking about one of the rail units? It's not him. It's not him. We know that. Or well, is that a major rail? Proskurov. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. I'll go back and like look, or go back and like look. I sounded like a Valley girl when I said that. I'll go back and look. If there's somebody on a train that shouldn't be, I'll try to take them off. Okay, I think that's the rail. Let's go up to the Narva line. We've looked at this so many times. I mean, nothing's changed, right? I mean, and I'm going to keep the logistics on for now until it becomes too distracting. I mean, these guys all look fine. He's actually on refit. He's 64 of 69 now. Let's put him on ready. See, this is why you really, if you're taking your time and playing correctly, you sit here and go through every damn one of these. I don't know why that unit. I mean, he must have been down to like in the 50s somewhere. You know what? I'm gonna take this division, the 269th. That is now under von Roman. We haven't talked about him much. He replaced our general that was, the general 42nd Corps some time ago. I'm not sure why. I didn't look through that in the log. I don't know. Hitler called him back to Berlin or something. Who knows? 765, 7 on the ground. Von Roman's plenty good enough. Let's hit this cavalry unit because I don't like the looks of him. And we knock him back 466 to 68. If you can get 6 or 7 to 1 like that, you may as well take it. These cavalry units, they're just not very strong for the Soviets, at least in 1941 and 42. You may as well knock it back. This all looks fine. This doesn't necessarily look fine, but I have a different idea about what we'll do with this. All right, we got a secondary rail out here. This all looks okay. We've got a line of threes that make it to Vitebsk. That's okay. What I want to do is I want to take this German division, the 370th, and I want to move it right here in between the Finns, just because, I believe there's a corps up here. This is not it. It's the 118th Rifle Division. But he's been pushing, maybe this is it. Nope, that's a division as well. But he's been pushing kind of from the north of Pskov, so I just want to break up the Finns a little bit and put a really strong German unit in there. And so we have that there now. Now, I could bring something out here, but what I'd rather do is go ahead and attack this unit and we push it back. And that's what I was hoping. So that was like, I don't know, 10 to 1 losses. We'll take that. But if I can do that, now let's take the logistics off. Um, I had this Luftwaffe Jaeger regiment stacked over here before. Then I put it here because I said I don't want them just sneaking into Pskov, right? With completely unopposed, because that really screwed up our logistics there for a little while. But what I want to do is start moving out here with the Finns and try to cut this unit off. And so when I was looking at the map earlier, I thought, man, if I can move that, we can get around behind what's probably at least 10 or 15,000 men. And now he's pretty much completely cut off. So instead of moving the Luftwaffe regiment around, instead we're kind of cutting this off. And we've got this sealed here because I moved the German unit or division around. And we've got a regiment here in Pskov. He can't just sneak in there. All right. Um, Now then, let's take this division, 86th ID. These guys are all under Valor. Valor, very good, 8677. They're all getting supplied, I assume, out of Pskov. They are, for the most part. Um, okay, well, turn the 8 off. That's a lot of lines. All right, we're just going to hit that 1 and 1. That was okay. I mean, 452, 128. Can't scoff at that. But now we still have 6 movement points left there. So let's go ahead and hit down there and scoot him back. All right, 436, 137. Again, it's okay. It's not great. Just kind of breaking this up again. So he's not massing enough. Do you see how he's massed along the Narva line? I'm trying to make sure he doesn't mass around Pskov, which could cause us all kinds of problems. It's funny you should say that, Anthony. Anthony says we're all basically Saxons. You are they Utes, right? And Vikings. I was looking at the big grand overview earlier, and I saw Kattegat up there. And if any of you have watched the History Channel Vikings, the show Vikings, which I love, or you've watched The Last Kingdom, which I highly recommend. Um, Kattegat's such a big thing. I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's still on the map as Kattegat because I always thought of Kattegat as like their port, but it's actually the little sea that runs there, right? So anyway, and yes, we are pretty pretty much all Saxons or Vikings. A lot of Vikings. You watch Vikings and you realize Rollo took over uh, in northern France. basically was became William the Conqueror, right? The Normans, well, they're all Vikings. Anyway, okay, back to it. I say that as a Yank. So many of you guys are Europeans. You know more about European history than I do. But anyway, I find it all fascinating. Okay, now this is kind of set up. I could potentially attack there. I don't think I want to. We'll just sit here in this level 3 fort. That's fine by me. I don't think he can get bias there. I don't think this division has an attack. So instead, I think we'll nutcracker this division. Now, obviously, that's a rifle corps. That's 11th Rifle, and we got to watch out for that. But I think what I'm going to try to do here. All right, so that's skedaddles back. 796, 13 on the guns, 81 and 1 for our losses. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go double stack over here. This is dangerous, right? Because if he routes that, we've got to start moving our line around. So I'm just trying to double stack there in a level 2 fort. Yes, we're 2 hexes wide, but he's got to come across a mountain or he's got to go through zone of control. So I like that a little better. Now it's still 2 of it. Obviously, we're not attacking there. This 102nd Infantry Division doesn't seem to have anybody in front of him. But I like that level 2 fort. We're kind of playing defense in the north, right? Now let's, speaking of a nutcracker, we've got 3 divisions here, 161st, we've got 208th and 162nd. Let's make sure everybody's got their support units. So this is under Kirchner up here. We've got 3 artillery, 3 flak, 2 pioneers, construction, Werfer. Okay, fine. Von Chapuis back here eating his escargot straight out of Valeki Luki. I'm on the damn division. Hold on. There's my guy Von Chapuis. Yeah, I mean he's got how this guy likes the big guns, if you know what I mean. All right, let's nutcracker that if we can, and we knock that back. Let's pause it really quickly. Kirchner's going to take credit for that. I'm personally going to give it to Von Chapuis, but Kirchner wanted the credit. He's probably more political. 1643 on the Soviet losses, 30 guns. We lost 413, so about 4 to 1. We lost 11 artillery pieces there. Kirchner, he basically had the 208th and 162nd right there. He threw in heavy howitzer, heavy Werfer, light. Wow, he was bringing the big guns. I like it. We had mixed match corps because Von Chapuis had an infantry division that joined. That's a negative 16% penalty. Gosh darn it. If I do the mouse wheel, it goes too far. Obviously, we put something into this battle. It looks like light flak, if I'm reading correctly. 47, 42, 30. So Kirchner's guys here put a lot into that. And we got a lot of disruption, surely, out of the heavy howitzers, etc. He also had mixed match corps over here, in the Soviet army, they're called what? Armies or operational group armies. So anyway, we send that scurrying back and out of our way, and now these 2 divisions could attack again. Now, we would be attacking, obviously we've got the rifle division, 5th Guards Rifle, and 231st Rifle. That's a pretty strong group into this little unit. That's only 8,900 men. I don't like that at all. And so I'm actually going to change my mind. I'm going to scoot him there, and I'm going to scoot this unit here. Because ultimately, right in front of Valeki Luki is the most important thing. If he breaks through here, we got big, 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 big problems. So let's double stack there. I had originally wanted to start scooching these guys, and it's a matter of who do we scooch. We could scooch him. We could scooch him. Scooch. All right. I like the scooch. Uh, it's a little weaker here in front of these 2 divisions, although we do have that. I say this every damn turn. I keep meaning to scooch, but we may not have to coming up. I don't like that attack necessarily. Let's go here. What do we have? We have 212th ID. 183rd ID, 6th Corps. That's under Walt Weiss, 8778. He keeps getting better and better. I mean, Walt Weiss is just crushing people out here. Yeah, I mean, there's tank and rifle corps coming out of the woodwork. They're like termites. They're everywhere. Let's just do Nutcrackerville here. I was gonna say, is he not okay? We just totally shattered that. And he decided to lose 61 airplanes just because. We only lost 73 men, 4 guns, 1, 21-27 on the shatter. So we got them all, 29 guns, and again, 61 aircraft. We will not be doing that against XTRG, sending Soviet aircraft into wild suicide missions. Out here, now this is a very strong unit. I can almost switch places with something else like this. Well, he can't get there, but he can get here. But we've got a rifle corps here, I do believe. Nope, two. I'm going to stop guessing. I keep saying that, and then it always ends up divisions. That looks really strong for 2 divisions, but okay. Let's get down here. Let's get into 20th Corps. My guy Theobald Lieb. He'll stare you down. Don't think he won't. Let's try to nutcracker that. We do push. That's 2 cavalry. Were they full divisions? Yeah, we popped that back. Hold on, I didn't see all of that. Let's pull up the summary. There it is. Okay. Yep, looking good, brother. 256th Infantry Division, 6th Infantry Division. All right. Those were both under Lieb. That's 20th Corps. We lost 140 men, basically 10-1 here. We didn't lose any artillery. He lost 22. Nobody sent any guns in. It was 58-1. I mean, he shouldn't really be advancing like that when it's going to end up being that kind of adjusted assault value. That's kind of stuff that human players won't do. Let's hope. You can yell at me when I do it when we play XTRG. Yeah, Ninth Army needs some help. They've held on for how many months now? I mean, at least eight, probably 8 months, 9 months, whatever the case may be. I'm going to leave him there now. We could start trying to advance east and at least pressure him into dropping. But not sure we're in a strong enough position, especially like right here. None of this looks good. That's why I wanted to attack there. We do also have this down here in Ninth Army. If we go back, you'll remember Walter Model 9879 on the ground is in charge of Ninth Army now. Again, I mean, they've held really strongly, but I don't think they're strong enough to maybe push out at all. Let's take 3 divisions here, attack into this. Now, 2 of them are across the river, but I really would like to smoke this back a little bit, and we don't do it. Wow, okay. I'm very surprised by that. Let's look at this again. What the hell happened here? This was under airline. Okay, well, we did have a fairly decent size, I'd say fairly decent, 36% penalty by mixing cores. 381, we had 29,000 men. He had 14,000. That's not a good result for us. Now, he did lose 38 planes out of 22. You do the math. What is that, like the new math? I don't care as long as they got shot down. We lost 1 fighter out here, 381 to 822, but it only gives us a 1.3 to 1. Okay, well, I'm surprised. I mean, usually 3 German divisions. Now we do have this Jaeger division, which is these Jaeger divisions are kind of weird. They're not as potent, if you will, as a regular German division. So that could have had something to do with it. All right, let's take the weakest of the divisions right in front of Smolensk and put it with. I don't want to do that. Let's take out the 2 5s. We're going to do something else with them. And let's attack right into that amphibious, marine, whatever the hell you want to call it. 30, 58, 18 on the guns. Adios. See you later. That got smoked out of here. Now, he did have a corps in front of Smolensk. It's now just a division. I want to take. If we start to push this back, we could potentially expand. I don't like that into a level 3 fort, though. So actually, I'm just going to take the one division. Nah, let's make sure. Let's take both divisions and hit that to the southeast of Smolensk. And we Michael Jackson it back. 990 on the men lost, 14 guns. They lost some planes as well. Um, these two guys, I want to hit here. I hope. You know what else we could do? We could start to expand a little bit here. That's 13,000. Let's take the 10,000. Oh, he can't move. Shit. I thought he could. Can the 7 movement points? Oh, he can get out here. I'm not sure if I love that. Do we only leave 20,000 men in that stack right in front of Smolensk? I'm not sure about that one. We'll come back to that. I'll think about that for a minute. Let's take these two divisions. We'll hit into that Soviet division. 1196, that's like, 11 to 1, 24 guns. Hmm. Now, oh, he can get into there. Okay. But he's the guy with 7. I want to use him. Can this division take this by himself? Is this into what kind of? Yeah, it's clear territory. He moves him back. That's not as definitive as I wanted it to be. All right, I'm gonna move him there because we're gonna start scooting Fourth Army up a little bit as Second Army comes down and fills some gaps. Um, okay. This would be across the river. I don't like that. I probably like the odds more here. As I said, Fourth Army, we're going to make a contiguous line here at some point because we've got so much from Second Army and otherwise. All right, let's take these two divisions, hit into that. Oh, good. We do route that. Let's pause that very quickly. So this is Kleeman down here. 70. We lost 78 men and 2 guns. He lost 1253 and 22 guns. 45 to 5 on the adjusted. Novoselsky out here. We've got Kleeman 9 to 1. We had nice support unit usage. He blows out, and then it's a matter. Can we get across the river? We can. Do we want to get across the river? Is probably the next question. I guess so. Now he's got a guards unit there. All right, but I need to start pushing east a little bit. Speaking of which, let's hit here with these two divisions and try to blow that. Yeah, whoa, see ya. He got blown back about 50 kilometers. He lost 852 men there. All right. This unit's been exposed for a long time. He's been out in front of the river. He's only got 8329 in men left. I'm actually going to move him back behind the river. I just want him to build up a little bit. I'm going to put him on refit. This unit's had a similar problem. Let's put him on refit as well. But out here, we could maybe start mounting something. I don't know. We'll see. All right. We've got an airborne unit, and we've actually been isolated. This unit's isolated, so we push through here with armor. But you see all of the division or all of the infantry we have coming up here. This isn't going anywhere. So let's think about how we want to push out towards Gomel. I think we'll take both of these divisions. Is that true? Do I want to save it for this guy? I mean, I've got so much coming down. Let's make sure we blow this out. All right, off he goes. 2,000 men, 8 guns. We lost 39 men. Can't beat that. Let's get him across the river. We'll put him in the heavy woods. That works for me. Okay, that's all fine. Now, who are your guys? Well, you got one of them. So this is 12th Corps. And 12th Corps is going to have to start pushing out this way. Who is in charge of 12th Corps? Hey, Ernst Highway to Hell. Bow, 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 bow. ACDC in the house. Okay. I'd like to be able to attack this with 2 divisions. Not exactly sure how to do it though. He could just try to hit him on his own. I don't want him to leak. Well, if he leaks off this way, we can just surround him. So let's try to hit this and see what happens. Well, he moves over here. It's kind of what we thought might happen. 3.8 to 1, 507, 12, 17 AFVs. If I would have lost 17 AFVs, I'd be crying the rest of the episode. You know how that goes. But the Soviets, they don't care. Now then, where are you going? Well, let's get you up on the line right there, and then we'll bring this on the line here. Sure. And then we'll attack with these 2 divisions here and see if we get any joy out of that. Well, we do push him back, 609, 146. Uh, Ernst likes to get offensive. Don't think he doesn't. Let's actually go right there. I just don't want him to be isolated another turn. We got plenty of other units coming down here. As a matter of fact, let's take this one just outside of Mogilev. We'll move him down. We'll take Ernst. I can't move him there. Let's put him kind of on the other side of the river, but now everybody's in command. So we've got one. Wait a minute. All right, he's there. We've got this here. Let's move this. I want to make sure I have enough over here. So let's move him. This unit was in Mogilev. Let's move him up. This headquarters. Who is, oh, it's Van Nobelsdorf. He's a 777. 7. He's 8 political. Got the nice mustache. 1 and 8. I would like to attack that, but I don't really see any upside in doing that. I could start to scoot these guys just around a bit. So let's put him there. Now then, we can put that there, and then we can put that there. All right, now we can start replacing a little bit by coming around there, and that's the end of Second Army. And if we scoot back, uh, these guys are not going to get surrounded, at least not now, unless we end up pushing this way with the Panzers, which would be like, kind of a secondary pocket eventually. Hey, what's up, Jan? How are you? Um, the Reich is alive and well. I mean, this is the 1,000-year Reich, my friend. Of course we're alive and well. No, no worries, no worries. Of course we wouldn't lose this war. Um, All right, so we scooted these guys around. This frees up that motorized unit. We'll get to that in a minute. Now we've got these guys here that are all part of 10th Corps. Wow, 10th Corps is way. How did I let that get it? Now, see, that's what happens when you're not paying enough attention to your commands. 10th Corps, that's Hanson. It's not great. Who else do we have in the general pool right now? 876, 6 infantry. Got a lot of 7 infantries there, but Recknagel. That's 15 points. Let's go for it. He's better. Let's bring in. Look at that. Now, see, I wanted the monocle. I might want that patch. One of these days, I'm going to do a whole episode either with a monocle or a patch on. Somebody says hasty that armored unit. This one here with infantry? You crazy man? I don't. Those mech units scare me. They really scare me. 107th mechanized. No, I want no part of that. I want no part of that. Now I could try to do a deliberate attack there, but nah, we'll wait. We'll wait. All right. So I got Second Army around this far. But now that I think it over, I actually want to change that. I'm going to move him here. It's too close to Minsk, I think, to have that big of a separation. So let's take the 14. Now, see down here, he'd have to cross a swamp and go around. So every other hex isn't the biggest deal. Um, let's put this here. Now, some of these guys are still going to have movement points left to, potentially attack or otherwise. He would still have 8 there. Okay. Now we're coming down there. Can you get there? Yeah, you can get there. All right. That frees up 2 more motorized, well, 3 more motorized units potentially. And now we've still got the gold guys. Who are the gold guys? Good question. Let's take one of the gold guys. They're in 11th Corps. Who's in charge of 11th Corps? That is von Kurzfleisch. I don't really like that. We've got so many APs. We can go look for better generals if we want to. Grosser. They're all 7s on the ground. I really like this. How about Hans Jordan? Let's put him at. Okay, he's just got common spectacles. Unfortunately, I need more eye patch. It's like more cowbell. All right. We got the gold guys. We'll bring them over here so we can start kind of pushing out from Minsk a little bit. He's there. I'm probably just going to leave him there. And then another gold guy can come here, right? Yeah, that works. Slutsk. All right. What'd you call me? All right, we got the gold guys in there. That's good. 11th Corps. Just stack them. Actually, I'll stack them with this infantry. Does that get everybody in command? Yep, that all looks good. And we could actually push out a little bit to make this wider. But before I do that, I want to do this attack here, I think, if we can. Yeah, whoa, okay. 2734. Adios. See you later. Now this all looks good, and we've got a secondary pocket potentially that could be formed. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I tell myself. We've got motorized back here. We've got motorized there. No attack available really there. I'm not doing any hasty attacks. That makes Kalo happy, and I like Kalo to be a happy man. That's secondary rail. We're not really in control of it. Let's start moving out here a little bit. We need these guys moving as fast as they can. I mean, it's already July 26th. We can't just sit around and have a tea party. Okay, let's push them out here. Oh, wow. Okay, let's keep going. Now that's every other heck. That also will allow us to consolidate down here a little bit. I hope. I could go there. I'm not attacking. I'm moving. Not really. Actually, maybe I should attack right there. Let's. The only reason I'm doing this is because of time. Oh, he got stoned. 346, 1 and 1. Okay. We're gonna have to attack him across the river. Holy shoot. Okay. That's a rifle corps. I'm gonna bet. Fifth rifle. Okay, I should have attacked with both divisions. I didn't think that would be necessary, quite frankly. I'm gonna hit him once more. He's pissed me off now. Uh, nope. We lose that battle too. Okay. Moving forward, let's hit there. That scoots him back. All right. We lose 124 men. I get it. We're trying to trap him, but time is of the essence. We got to start moving forward. So let's start moving these guys this way. All right. I was hoping to scrunch down here a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. I'm not sure I love that. I'm going to move him back into that fort level. Those guys I do want to trap. He's got 4 Soviet divisions around him. Okay. If we weren't trying to get a pocket, I would attack there, but I'm not going to in this situation. Instead, you know he's going to retreat this way, which is going to cause a problem, but we're just going to cut him off if we can. It's showing he's got no freight out here. Oh my gosh, we must have missed a dice roll there. Um, hmm. Well then, shoot. Yeah, I'm still moving infantry. I'll come back to the panzers in a minute. Can he get there? No. Shit. Man, I cannot believe we got stoned on those attacks so badly on this unit, especially. Um, Here, hadn't really thought out this scenario. I mean, does it matter if he goes this way? I'm not sure that it does, frankly. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna move this unit over here just to block off the armor, and then he may get isolated for a turn. I'm just gonna move this around here. Yes, they can move this way, but we're trying to pocket this off this turn. That didn't work according to plan. Not any plan I had anyway. Um, all right. Do we need to get the Romanians up here involved? You know it's serious when I'm going to get the Romanians involved. Maybe. Let's move. Let's move the two infantry Romanian groups up here, and I'll just scoot him back one. Let's put him there. He's got a fort level. I don't think it really matters. We'll put him there. Um, that's a 4 of 9. Third Hungarian Corps. Let's put him in third Hungarian Corps. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, all of this in some respects doesn't matter if we don't close that. What the hell are you guys saying in the comments? I've been head down. Now, Nord says this, and other people say this. I'm not. I'm not saying you're wrong. Well, of course I am. It's a philosophical difference. Um, Correct in that in normal times there's no reason to attack when you're trying to make a pocket, right? I mean, you just sit there. You're on the defensive. They've got to attack you with better than 2 to 1 odds. All of that. Right now, it's July 26th. I've got to be moving forward if I can. Now, you could say, well, next turn you should have the pocket and then you can really move forward. I get that. But collapsing this down, every hex at this point matters. If I think I'm going to get 5 to 1 losses, I try to take the attack anyway. Now on a few of these down here, it hasn't worked. Over here, it did work. So basically, the idea is if I think that I can move forward, that I can route something or get 5 or 6 to 1 losses, I'm going ahead and attacking just because of the time element. It's just a philosophical difference. I'm not saying you're wrong. You could certainly play the other way and just not attack around here at all. But I'm just not inclined to do that. That's it. That's my big speech. Um, All right. Motorized. Let's move some motorized. And let's get down here and see if we can complete this pocket before we're done today. Now we've got infantry, infantry. Of course, we're not going to attack there. We could also scoot this infantry out so we get a little bit wider. I think I'll do that there, certainly. Um, Now see, here's a place that I want to attack. Now we may not be successful, but that helps create space. 10-18, we only lost 11 men. I mean, ultimately, if we go along here and do attacks and only lose 11 men, we'll be all right. Now to keep this every other hex, I'm going to have to scoot him back just a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to put him there. All right, and we'll just is that true? I could come out here. Nah, that's fine. Um, I'll stack with him. Now they're all in command. We don't have anybody else. Are these guys all in command? Nope, that guy's a little bit out. So I'll stack with him. All right, that all looks good. We've got motorized here. Now, every other hex. So we need to be in this hex. We could also be in this hex to get it as wide as possible. So let's bring that there. Okay. That's a long ways for them to go. And then this guy, this motorized from way up here, could either go, I mean, he could really push down here, but we need something over here on the eastern side. So let's bring him there. Okay. Now we've got, I mean, we've got a lot of motorized units down here. So if he's there, we need another unit. Hmm. We could bring this all the way out here. I mean, that makes it they could never get across that. I'm not sure I want to go that direction though. I'll come back to that. Okay, infantry, infantry. Do we have any other motorized up here? I like to move from back to front, so that way you're using all your movement points up to here, but these guys still have maximum movement points. Um, we've got Totenkopf. We've also got Das Reich. So we've got these two SS motorized divisions that are, I mean, they're two of our best units in the entire game, right? Um, Now he would only get down here with 6. Totenkopf gets here with 23. We need to move this right here. Um, he gets here with 23. Let's go ahead and move him there. Okay. And I feel like I need one other motorized. Now, Das Reich, if it gets down here, is not going to have enough movement points to do anything. But we can get every other hex over here, or seems like this area is becoming more of a problem. How far can he go? We also have this as well. So I'm going to bring Das Reich down here, here. Let's bring Das Reich there. All right. This is on this side. There's a little lake out here, if you can't tell. We're going to go boating out here when we're done with the pocket. Infantry, infantry. Now we've got the headquarters down here, so let's just go stack with the Panzer Division for a second. Now we've got this 3 of 15 that can come around here. Can he go any further? Probably. We've got this triple stack. All right. Let's take this motorized as well and move him there. All right. Now, whenever I definitely need something to move, I always take 2 motorized divisions and do a deliberate attack. 99%. Now, I'm jinxing myself, but let's see if we move this guy. Yep, see you later. 48-13 just totally blew that the hell out of here. And now it looks like wide open spaces. Okay, we're across the river with him, but we may actually. Where can Totenkopf go? Totenkopf's so strong that you want him to be in a good position. Let's put him there, and let's bring this out here to keep this wide all the way down. And we got a bunch of things surrendering. There must have been a depot there. I think this is going to relocate. I think we rubbed that out. Okay, so he's got something right there. Good to know. Um, Motorized. We can get there with 9, 9. He can also get across the river. I think we need to get across the river with this guy because we need to start building kind of an eastern wall as well. So let's get him across. I'm not too worried about this unit, whatever the hell it is. We've got more coming. 3 of 15. He's 3 of 7. He can move here. That's what I thought. And then this guy can get, I don't know, about this far. Ooh, wait a minute. Let's undo that. Let's come back here. I don't want there to be a 2 gap here. So let's go here. There's no two gap if he moves there. So let's just go there. That widens it the most. So we've got this corridor moving. We've got a Panzer division here. It seems to be able to get a long ways. We've got one with 44 movement points here, so I think we can pretty much get there, but let's keep playing this out as smartly as we can. I mean, it's me, so it can't be that smart, but let's try anyway. Um, that's Hubei is the commander. Let's take the guy with the least amount of movement points, and let's go set him on this side of the river, I think. We don't want anything to break through on this side of the river, obviously. So let's put him there. Okay. Is that true? No. Let's put him there. All right. Now then, we've got these guys that don't have a whole hell of a lot left. Now, they were broken up a little bit. I'll get down here in a second. Don't worry. Let's take this regiment and put him there. We'll take his compatriots, stack it with, and then we've got this guy. I just don't want this. I wish I could put them all back together, but this guy went to 0. Well, they're all together, sort of. 4 of 2, 12 and 42. We've got 32 back here. We've got 27. Let's take the 27. How far can you go, my friend? Not far. We'll get him across the river. All right. That all looks good. Now let's take the 32. Let's put him on. Let's put him on this side. All right, can he go one more? He can. All right, so now we're every other hex there. Now let's take the 42. Looky there. Now we break through. Which side of the river are we going to meet them on? I guess. Wish he could get across the river. Hold on. 6, 6. No, they can't move even though they have 6 movement points. I'm going to hasty attack that, just see what we're dealing with. We lost 41 men, but it was like a scouting mission. Okay. Let's take the guy with 42, and I'll move him down this western side. Now he's going to have to cross the river. I'm not going to worry about being isolated because these guys are going to get to us anyway. And then I'm going to go put this guy right there. All right. And then we'll clean up the rest of the, obviously we've now touched. These guys will try to widen right here. They don't have to go very far, right? They just have to kind of widen this. But I think we've done it. We're all the way down here into this, deep into the swamp. There's Soviet gators everywhere. Uh, Yeah, the Southern Thrust. We're there. We've touched. We've touched. We've got touchdown. I could have. Yeah, no, you're right, Reed. Obviously, I could have taken some of these regiments and gotten down here, but I'm not. Why do that? I've got full Panzer divisions down here. Now we've got a gap right here, but we can take like this Panzer division. He can already get up here, and that's before I even move this. This is going to be iron tight by the time we're done. We've got a lot of panzers out here, and they don't have a whole lot to guard against. I mean, we can even move this infantry up here. So this pocket is going to be, I don't want to say perfect. It's never perfect, but this pocket's going to be unassailable for the, well, shit. I shouldn't say that, right? Because he's going to sneak something through, but I don't think so. We've got to move like this unit, and then we widen this out, and it is all the way through. There's just nowhere he can get, and as you can see, we don't even know what's all out here. I mean, we've routed probably 20 divisions out into the swamp, so we're talking 60 or 80 Soviet divisions. They're isolated now. Not quite a pocket, but we haven't moved the southern parts yet. I looked at it for a long time. What I didn't want to do, and I'll just say this, I looked at it a long time before we started recording today. And I thought, it's so enticing to take that first motorized unit, and try to get as far down here as we can, right? But I didn't want to get overextended. It doesn't do us any good to meet up and isolate if they're going to be able to leak through here. But if you look now, I mean, it's infantry divisions a long ways down here. We've got motorized corps, we've got a little gap there, but I mean, we've got motorized divisions here. I don't think there's any way. I mean, he may try to walk up here. Um, can he go one more? He can. I may actually widen him out a little bit. I mean, you want it to be as wide as possible. He could just step back. I just don't want him to, come up, I guess, here. He could step back there, but that gives this an opportunity. He could step over here. Why don't we do that? I like that better. We've got this unit here. So yeah, I'm taking him back across the river, but I think that keeps it really ironclad. I mean, this guy is the only one on this side of the river that can even get close. We've got every other hex here. I've just got a free Panzer division here. They're now met up, and we've got all of this infantry coming along behind here to build this side of the pocket. Then if we just move this, I don't know what's out here, but we did recon. I didn't see anything. We could have it, basically 3 or 4 hexes wide, which would make it game over. A Grand Kessel. I like that. I like that. Thank you guys so much. I wish we were closing it further east as well. Nord, I just didn't think we could do it up against the river. I thought we had to get into a little more wide open terrain because I didn't want him to use the river as a unit, essentially. As you'll notice, we could almost pull this off with infantry at this point. But what I was thinking is we start pushing east and we try to have a meetup, an infantry meetup behind Chernigov. But that is a different episode, and that's what gets me in trouble. When I'm dreaming, people say, God, I love when he talks big. Not really. Anyway, thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure. As always, we'll be back. What's today? Tuesday? Holy hell. It's a long week. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, 3 o'clock Pacific Coast Time on your dial. Same bad channel. Same bad time, same bad channel. That's right. I'll see you guys later. Strategy Gaming Dojo. Have a good one.